Hey guys, here we are again. So, as announced, today I am departing a little bit from my usual topics, which center all around coaching and neuroscience. And I want to talk about one of my favorite topics, myself. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Stay tuned, coming right up. Hello again. So, in case you don't know me yet, my name is Henrike Schmidt. I am the whole brain coach, and I help my clients understand their brains better and to apply neuroscience-based strategies to release old, unhelpful, limiting beliefs and thinking patterns and behavior patterns so they can really own who they are and not give a damn about who tells them what they can and cannot do. And that then makes them fall upward towards success and happiness. All right, so today I told you I'm going to get a bit naked. All right, and I haven't been this nervous about a broadcast for a while because being vulnerable is dangerous. It feels dangerous to our fear brains because, oh my God, what if somebody hates us for this or doesn't like me anymore or laughs about me or thinks I'm stupid or immature or whatnot. So that's why I was feeling a little worried and still am. So I'm not going to tell you my whole story because my kids need to eat. I need to sleep at some point. So I'm just going to focus on what came out during an exercise that I did during an intensive workshop over 3 days over the past weekend. And that all centered around authenticity and feminine power. And so this is what happened to me. So I lived in Turkey for 14 years and I was married to a Turkish man. I still am, but I'm now back in Germany with my children and he's not. And, it happened over time and it was quite a stealthy little process that happened to me. Like when you're living in a different culture and you're in a relationship with somebody from that culture, slowly, at least this is what happened to me. So slowly, things started coming up that I shouldn't be doing or that I should be doing differently to fit in more. And those were little things like you're laughing too loud or why isn't the food on the table? Why isn't this cleaned? Why, and this is all while I was working full time in our own business together with my husband. And, later on, I started to work as a teacher in a Turkish private school. And that I had an experience there that kind of sums it all up. So in the first week, I was teaching first grade, and the week before school actually started, the kids were in school for an orientation week, and the parents were invited to meet the teachers. And I was working as an English teacher. So we were all paraded in front of the parents who were paying a lot of money for this private school. And we were supposed to only speak English in school. So we were supposed to introduce ourselves in English. And my Turkish colleague, English teacher, was supposed to translate. So they told us beforehand, they said, just introduce yourself, what your background is, and what your expertise is. And I was a newbie teacher. So I had done a TEFL certificate, but this was my first job. What I had done was I had worked in German children's television and I have my own 2 children. So what I did say was where I was coming from. And my colleague looked at me aghast and translated something completely different, and later had a massive go at me saying, what were you talking about? Why were you talking about knowing how to capture children's interest from your time in television? That has nothing to do with teaching. You should have said you have X years of teaching experience. And that was it, like I was stripped slowly, bit by bit, of who I was to fit into a mold that somebody else had made for me. And actually, so my experience in that school was the catalyst for me, saying enough is enough. This isn't working for me, because my first year at that school was absolute hell. And the only reason I didn't stop working after the first year was because I didn't want to quit. I would have felt like a quitter, but I hated going to work. Every morning, I was ill the entire year. I had sinus problems the entire year. I got a hernia just after signing the contract with the school, even before I started there. So something in my body was saying to me, this is not what you want to do. So after school finished, after the first year that I worked there, we had in Turkey, they have 3 months off during the summer. And I said, okay, I have 3 months to get myself steeled and ready for the next year, because I will not survive another year like that. And for me, that all centered around, first I had to get rid of all the stress that I had accumulated over the previous year. And then I had to stress proof myself. And, I tried everything under the sun. I modified some Qigong movements, to say, all right, I am building a protective bubble around myself where only positive energy can come through to me. And I would do this every morning before I went to school. I would ground myself. I would meditate. Between classes, I would get into the lift, or I would take the stairs and walk where fewer people were around, and I would breathe. I would breathe in calm, composure, and I would breathe out anger, frustration, and stress. And you know what? It did work. It did work for me. So from there, I was like, okay, I'm onto something here. And it didn't just come to me. I was coached through this process. And while I was going through this, I thought, this is just the most beautiful profession one could ever imagine to have the power to coach somebody through something like this, to pay my own happiness forward to somebody else. And because I am quite a left-brained person, I needed to have proof of concept, though. I wanted to know what was behind everything. So that's why I went down the neuroscience route and the neurocoaching route. Because for somebody to just say, well, just, take a few deep belly breaths and you'll feel calmer, I now know what exactly is happening in your nervous system, which parts of your brain are being stimulated or downregulated when you're doing certain things. And that calms me more than anything else you can imagine. And you know what? This is actually the first step to ego integration, is to become conscious to your way of perceiving the world, that your way of seeing things isn't the only one things can be perceived. So to cut a very, very long story short, so, looking back at what I had to go through to get where I am now, I had to begin at the very bottom. And that was stress relief, stress proofing myself, finding workable, gentle, doable strategies to keep me in the now, to stop my emotional brain from going bam, and just being reactive all the time. So this is why I'm in the process of creating a course to address exactly that, to pick you guys up in exactly that place, to take you one level up. Because when you're there, like you need to set the foundations. If you're like standing on one leg, you can do this for quite some time, but you can't keep it up forever. So you need to ground yourself first, and then we're going to rocket launch you even further up. Okay. So because this course is still in the production phase, and I want to make absolutely sure that I am serving everybody in the most powerful and most empowering way possible, I am asking you guys for feedback. So if any of you are in a position that sounds something like what I've just described for myself, I would really invite you to comment below and reach out to me so I can have a conversation with you about your challenges. And it's not like I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's really only about fact finding, about what exactly it is you need, about what exactly it is you're facing right now. So I can make sure that I include strategies to combat all of those in the program. All right, my friends, this is it for today. I will be back here next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central European Time. And my name is Henrike Schmidt. It's right here, there. I am the Whole Brain Coach. And I very much look forward to hearing from you. Just leave me a message in the comments and I will reach out to you. Take care. Cheerio.